They called them gods, strangers, or enemies. For first encounters, for disasters, and countless lives forever changed. But what if the people who witnessed these moments firsthand knew something everyone else missed? Listen to their stories. Perhaps they hold the answer to the question, were these disasters inevitable?
I was there the day the pale men arrived. The lake shimmered under the midday sun, and their ships, floating mountains we called them, cut through the water as if propelled by unseen spirits. From the great temple, I watched the crowd gather at the shore, whispering the same question. Were they gods? Their leader, the one we would come to know as Cortez, dismounted his beast, a creature none of us had ever seen. A deer as large as a house, yet obedient to his touch. It wasn't long before he and his men entered the city, their armor shining, their faces hard and unreadable. Montezuma, our revered emperor, welcomed them with gifts of gold and feathers. He knelt before them as if they were divine. I wanted to scream, no, look at their eyes. They are not gods, they are predators. Weeks turned into months, and the Spaniards remained among us. They spoke in tongues we didn't understand, but their gestures were clear. They wanted more gold, more food, more power. It was a hunger that could not be satisfied. One night, during a festival in the temple courtyard, I heard screams. Spaniards had turned their blades on unarmed dancers, cutting them down like stalks of maize. Blood soaked the sacred ground. The people's grief turned to rage, and rebellion erupted. We drove the invaders out of the city, forcing them into the canals under the cover of darkness. They left behind piles of their dead, their greed staining their legacy. But they returned, with strange diseases that sapped our strength and weapons that spit fire and death. They besieged Tenochtitlán. I remember the smell of burning flesh, the cries of children, the sky black with smoke. When the city fell, I knelt among the ruins, clutching the codices I had once filled with tales of glory. Were the omens true? Had the gods abandoned us, or had we simply misunderstood what the Spaniards were?
The British came with their strange uniforms and louder-than-thunder weapons. They marched into our lands with an arrogance that defied reason, planting their flags as if claiming the earth itself. But we were the Zulu, the people of the spear. We would not bow. I remember the morning of the battle at Aztec-Spanish. The sun rose red, as if foretelling the bloodshed to come. We gathered in the thousands, our shields raised, our assegais gleaming. The British were few, but they had their rifles, their cannons. Yet we had something greater, our unity, our resolve. When the horn sounded, we descended upon them like a storm. Their bullets tore through us, but they could not stop the wave. I saw their faces, fearful, desperate, as we broke their lines. By the end of the day, the British camp was a ruin, their dead scattered across the plain, but our victory was short-lived. The British returned, stronger and more ruthless. They burned our homes, slaughtered our people, and crushed our kingdom under their boots. As I sit by the fire, I wonder, did we win that day at Aztec-Spanish? Or did we simply provoke a beast that could not be tamed?
Each of these encounters changed the world. But here's the haunting question, were these disasters born of misunderstanding, arrogance, or fate? History doesn't answer, it leaves us with a riddle. What if the first contact is always doomed to fail? If you're as captivated by these stories as I am, hit that like button, share your theories in the comments, and subscribe for more tales that make you question the past and the present.